Welcome to a new recipe adventure, Potato Perfection. Today, we're baking potatoes with cheese and mushrooms, creating a comforting dish full of rich, savory flavors. Join us as we bring together these simple ingredients for a meal that's satisfying and delicious. Let's get started. We begin by peeling a generous amount of potatoes, preparing them for our dish. Each potato is carefully handled as these will be the heart of our comforting recipe. Once peeled, they're ready to be transformed into a delicious baked creation. As we peel the potatoes, we're surrounded by the beautiful nature of our village. The greenery stretches around us, and our playful ducks wander nearby, adding a peaceful charm to the scene. It's the perfect setting for preparing a cozy meal outdoors. We're almost finished with the potatoes, each one peeled and ready for the next step. It's a simple task, but with the fresh air and beautiful surroundings, even this part of the process feels special. Soon, we'll be ready to start creating our delicious baked dish. Next, we prepare a flavorful mixture of salt, oregano, black pepper, and vegetable oil. This simple blend will coat the potatoes, adding just the right balance of seasoning and aroma. It's a perfect way to enhance the natural flavors of the dish. Using this mixture, we carefully coat each potato, ensuring they're evenly seasoned. The oil helps the herbs and spices stick, promising a delicious, golden finish when baked. Each potato is now full of flavor, ready to be transformed in the oven. We wrap each seasoned potato in baking paper, securing the flavors and moisture as they bake. This simple step helps lock in all the seasonings, making each potato tender and flavorful. Once wrapped, they're ready to go into the oven for a perfect bake. Take a moment to admire the breathtaking view of Mount Baljaj, its peak beautifully covered in a blanket of snow. The crisp white contrasts against the rugged landscape, adding a touch of winter magic to our surroundings. It's moments like these that make cooking outdoors truly special. As I prepare the potatoes, my husband is hard at work renovating our water well. It's a task that connects us to the land, ensuring a fresh and reliable water source for our home. His efforts add to the sense of tradition and care that fills our village life. After our ducks put on a lovely display, I turn my attention to preparing some fresh mushrooms. Their earthy aroma fills the air as I clean and slice them, getting them ready to add a rich, savory flavor to our potato dish. These mushrooms will bring a delicious, hearty touch to our meal. After chopping a generous amount of mushrooms, we place them in a frying pan. As they hit the heat, they begin to sizzle, releasing their rich aroma and enhancing the ambiance of our cooking space. We'll sauté them until they're tender and flavorful, creating the perfect complement to our potatoes. We stir the mushrooms in the pan until they reach a beautiful golden brown color. This process brings out their natural sweetness and enhances their flavor, creating a delicious base for our dish. The rich aroma fills the air, making it hard to resist the anticipation of what's to come. Next, we add a splash of milk cream and a selection of spices to the golden brown mushrooms. This combination creates a rich, creamy sauce that will beautifully coat our potatoes. The spices add depth, making each bite even more delightful. Check out the baked potatoes. We carefully open them in the middle and mash their insides with a fork, creating a fluffy base for our delicious toppings. The soft, warm potato is ready to soak up all the flavors from our creamy mushroom mixture. It's a comforting and inviting sight. We add a generous dollop of butter and some cheese into the insides of the potatoes, allowing the heat to melt them into a creamy, indulgent filling. As the butter melts and the cheese begins to ooze, the flavors combine beautifully, promising a rich and satisfying bite. It's the perfect way to elevate our dish. Next, we carefully spoon the creamy mushroom mixture into the center of each potato, letting it nestle into the warm, fluffy insides. The combination of flavors creates a mouth-watering filling, adding a savory richness that complements the buttery, cheesy potatoes perfectly. Each bite will be a delightful blend of textures and tastes. As the food is beautifully arranged on the table, the restoration of the water well is underway nearby. The sounds of my husband working harmoniously blend with the anticipation of our delicious meal. It's a satisfying moment, celebrating both the labor of love in our home and the nourishment of the simple yet hearty dish we've prepared. We fill the entire dish with a generous layer of cheese, ensuring that every bite will be cheesy and delicious. Then we place it in the oven for one last time, allowing the cheese to melt and turn golden brown. While we wait for the cheese to melt in the oven, I prepare a fresh salad with tomatoes, parsley, and onions. The vibrant colors and crisp textures add a refreshing contrast to our rich baked dish. It's a simple, wholesome addition that completes our meal perfectly. As I put together this beautiful salad, the fresh village air fills our lungs, adding a sense of peace to the moment. The simplicity of tomatoes, parsley, and onions reflects the wholesome charm of our surroundings, making each ingredient feel even more vibrant and refreshing. It's the perfect balance to our warm, hearty main dish. The dishes are finally ready, and to complete our meal, we pour ourselves glasses of refreshing cherry juice. Its deep, rich color and sweet tart flavor add the perfect touch to our table. Now, with everything beautifully set, it's time to enjoy the fruits of our labor in the peaceful surroundings of our village. We sit down to enjoy the delicious, warm meal, savoring each bite while surrounded by the beauty of nature. The flavors of the baked potatoes, creamy mushrooms, and fresh salad come together perfectly, making the moment feel truly special. With the peaceful scenery and fresh air around us, it's a simple yet unforgettable dining experience in the heart of the village.